Now, you might be thinking, you've got a lot of nerve as a Christian to be standing here street preaching. This man here, he's got a lot of nerve to be standing here street preaching. Isn't religion the reason why there are so many wars? Because all we hear about is religion and wars. Let me ask you this, if you believe that religion is what causes wars, let me quote the words of Jesus. Jesus said these words, love your enemies. Now, if all the people in North Korea, if all the people in Tunisia, in Syria, all around the world, if they took Jesus' words and loved their enemies, would we have any wars? Over to you. I don't know if you heard very recently in the news. Did you hear about those Oxfam workers recently in the news? Did you hear about those guys? Did you hear about them? And they weren't very nice to women. Did you hear about that? They did unkind things to women. Now, imagine that those Oxfam workers are standing before a judge, and they stand before the judge, and the judge says, you're guilty of these crimes. And then the Oxfam workers, they say, but we gave to charity. We spent our whole lives giving to charity. We did many good things. Can't you let us off? A just judge will say, no, I must punish you for those crimes. And that's the same for you guys, folks. I mean, a young man said to me, I've done more good than I've done bad. Have you ever said that? You think, when you stand before the holy God, I've done more good than I've done bad. So I think God will let me off. I think I'll be all right. No, a just God must punish sin. And I'm sorry to burst anyone's bubble, but the truth is this. 10 out of 10 people die. Am I right or am I wrong? People die. Every single one of us is running down. Every single one of us. The time limit, the hourglass is turned over, and some of us have got a lot less than we think. And my question to you is, do you know where you will go when you die? Please think about these things. Now on this board I've got the 6 most hated people ever to walk planet Earth. So on this board now we have got some big characters. Have you heard the song that goes like this? If you're happy and you know it, finish the line. Clap your hands. So can we all try that? Can we all try a clap now? Are you ready? Okay, so when someone gets it right, we're going to give them a round of applause. So, number 1. Who is this man, number 1? Can you name number 1? Anyone shout it out?
Hitler.
Adolf Hitler. Give her a round of applause. Now, are you ready for this? We're going to do a social experiment. Everyone switch your brains on. We're going to do something extremely exciting now. I've said these are the most hated people ever to walk planet Earth. But I promise you now, number 6 is more hated than all of these put together. And I'm going to prove it to you. In 1 moment's time, I'm going to flick number 6 over. And I guarantee, because people do not like this person so much, at least one person will walk off when I turn this over, okay? I promise one of you will walk off because you do not like this man. But as you walk off, will you do me a favour? It was said about this man that they hated him without a reason. So as you walk off, just do me a favour, please, in your own mind, say, what is the reason why I don't like this person? Are you ready? Some of you are sticking. Now, this is where it gets very interesting. Can you give me 2 minutes of your time to speak about this person? Because if you can't give 2 minutes to hear about this person, then that's quite an interesting sign inside people's hearts about what people think about this Jesus. Jesus, you might not like Jesus, okay? You might be indifferent, but Jesus loves you deeply. Do you see these fists here? Everyone now look at these fists. Do you think that these fists here have ever hit anyone before? What do you think? Yeah, okay, they have, okay? Right, look at these eyes now. Do you think that these eyes have ever looked at things they shouldn't have? What do you think?
Yes.
They have. Now ask me this question. Am I going to heaven? I am. Not because I'm perfect, because I'll tell you this, I'll tell you something for free. There are 2 types of people that get to heaven. Perfect people and forgiven people. Now is anyone going by perfect? We're not, are we? But we can all be forgiven. Why? Because 2,000 years ago, God sent his son, Jesus of Nazareth, to die on a cross, to take all the wrong things you've done, all the wrong things I've done. He was nailed to a cross so that you could be forgiven, because he loves you and he wants you in heaven with you. One final challenge to the skeptic, to the atheist. I've got one final challenge and then I'm going to go. What would you think of me if I said to you, Harry Potter is a terrible book? What would you think of me? Okay, right. Okay. What if I said to you, Harry Potter is a terrible book, but I've never read it before? What would you think of me then? Ignorant. You'd say read it first and then make a judgment. Never ever say the Bible's a load of rubbish without reading it first.